today we will see the new module, that is learning and organizational development. So in this module, what we are going to discuss is build core and functional competency framework, learning need analysis, module design, budgeting and calendar, assessment processes and feedback analysis, ROI measurement, organizational diagnosis and assessment. So these are all the topics we will be discussing under the module learning and development. So in this module, what we will be discussing is, at the end of this module, we will get to understand what is developing competency framework, concept of learning need analysis, module design, budgeting and calendar, assessment process and feedback analysis, advantage of ROI measurement, the process of organizational diagnosis. We will learn the concept of these topics, and we will learn the concept in detail of this in this module. The first is build core and functional competency framework. So what is functional competency? Competency means it is a skill. How you will framework the skill for a particular job. A competency framework is a model that describes organizational performance excellence. A framework of this type typically includes number of competencies such as knowledge, skill, judgment, and attributes that are applied to a variety of occupational roles within the organization. A competency framework is a method of organization to communicate which behavior is required, valued, recognized, and reward for a specific job role. It ensures that all the employees have a shared understanding of the organizational values and expected high performance behavior. So what is competency framework? Competency framework is the knowledge, skill, values and behaviors that is required for a particular job. So to do a particular job or to do a particular work in the organization, what is the job, what is the knowledge, skill and values and behavior which the employee is needed to perform that particular job? That is the competency framework. Next is core and functional competency. What is core competency and what is functional competency? Core competency serves as a fundamental element of framework describing expected behavior for all the staff members. Okay, so they are defined by occupational roles within a specific job. So competency framework means it is a specific ability or capability to do a job, or it is the specific behavior that distinguishes from one job to another job. So say for example, in the HR department, you will be having different work. So different area. That is, in the HR department, you will be having a performance appraisal area, you will be having recruitment area, you will be having payroll area. So it is something, see, core competency is something that distinguishes from one job to another job. That is, HR department is distinguished from the accounts department. So that is the core competency. Okay, so a specific job will be done by the HR department and a specific job will be done in the accounts department. So that is the core competency. Next is functional competency. Some functional competency are required duties and responsibilities performed by a staff member for a given job. An average of 3 to 5 functional competency are assigned to a given job based on the job complexity, level of responsibility, and seniority of the occupational role. So functional competency means it is a required talent or skill to do a specific job. It denotes a specific duties and responsibilities to do a job. Say for example, if you are a executive in the accounts department means, then what is your functions? What is your duties and responsibilities? You have to maintain the journals, you have to maintain the ledgers, you have to maintain the profit and loss account, you have to maintain the balance sheet of the organization. That will be the functional area of the accounts department. That is the functional area of the accounts department. So functional in the accounts department, different, manager accounts will be having different function. Executive accounts will be having different functions. Senior accountancy will be having different function. If you take a HR department as an example means, so in this HR department, you will be having different functions. So HR in the HR department, you'll be having payroll function, you will be having recruitment function. In the payroll function, what is the duties and responsibilities? Maintaining attendance, salary process, crediting the salary in the bank account, statutory compliances. That is the functional competency of a payroll person. Recruitment process means sourcing the profile, is analyzing the profiles, calling the candidate for the face-to-face interview. Once the candidate is selected, next releasing the offer and discussing the salary with the candidates. So these are all the functional areas of the recruiting executive. So core competency means it denotes the departments, like what are the expected behavior of all the staff members. Say for example, for accounts department, there will be a knowledge, the employees will use some skills and knowledge. HR department, they will use some skills and knowledge. Production department, they will use some skills and knowledge. And sales department, they will be utilizing some skills and knowledge. But if you take a HR department or if you take a accounts department, there will be a specific for each area. They will be having specific skills and knowledges. Say for example, in HR, for payroll, you should have a specific knowledge and skill. For recruitment, you should have a specific knowledge and skill. For training and development, you should have a specific knowledge and skill. If you take accounts department, for accounts executive manager account, they should have a specific knowledges and skills. Executive of accounts, they should have a specific knowledge and skill. So that is the functional competency. So there is a difference between core competency and the functional competency. See, so for core competency, your level of communication will be different. For teamwork, if you want to read this table, you can read, or else we will be we will move to the next slide. To read this slide means you can read this slide, and once you read this slide, you let me know, I will change the slide, or else we will move to the next slide. That is for the theory part. Next is developing competency framework. How to develop a competency framework? First is define the principle of competency framework. Get the insight from the right person by engaging the responsible employees in the process. Transparent communication with every department will help to implement this model easily. Include only the role-specific and relevant competency. So, what is defining principles of competency framework means? You have to analyze the person deeply, whether the person is suitable to a particular job by engaging the employee in a particular job. Next is you have to the communication should be transparent with every department in the organization to make all the employees to understand which person is responsible for which job, and it explains only the specific role with the relevant skills and talent. So this is how you have to This is how you have to framework the competency. First, you have to analyze whether the person, whether first you have to analyze the person whether the person is suitable for a right job, and you have to make a transparent communication to each and every department that helps the employee to know which person is responsible for which work. And it explains, this principle will explain the specific skills, specific role with the relevant skills and talent. Next is the purpose of a purpose and structure of competency module. Be specific about the purpose of the framework. Include all the core elements to build a competency structure such as technical expertise, skill and knowledge, leadership competency, etc. So, in the purpose and the structure of competency module explains the specifically it explains about why the structure and module is done. So the purpose and structure of the competency module explains why the structure or this module is done in the organization. You should mention all the core skills such as technical skills and knowledge, technical skills, knowledge, and leadership qualities which is required. So in this, the purpose and structure of competency module is you have to explain, or you have to mention these course. You have to mention the core skills which is required to do a specific job, or what are all the technical skills and knowledge or leadership qualities which is required for the particular job. Next is to create the project team. In this, always you have to check the performance of employees, especially on their job. You have to conduct a interview with the employee to get a employee's feedback deeply. You have to do a survey. That survey is helpful to analyze the whole process of competency or skill framework. So that is how you can create the project team. Next is narrow down the number of competency in a single framework. So in this you have to separate. First is distinguish clearly the competency to the specific seniority level like junior, middle, senior, expert. So you have to separate the level of skills and capabilities to doing a job. How to distinguish? How will you distinguish the level of skills? That is like senior, middle, expert. So you have to distinguish the level of skills. Next is create a use a detailed and job specific approach for creating subgroup. So you have to create a subgroup or hierarchy level. Subgroup means in the manager, A1 grade manager, B1 grade manager. So like that you have to create a subgroup. Next, validate the relevancy and effectiveness for a specific job role. So you should clearly help or let everyone know. That is, you have to let the employees know about the relevance and effectiveness of the job. Gather feedback through thoughts and comments. You should gather the feedback from the employees. Implementing the framework. This ensures the application of framework with the business objectives, align the framework with company's policies. Employees should get required training for upgrading their competency. A transparent and straightforward framework is easy to use. So in this implementing, how to implement this competency framework in an organization means, so this framework applies with the business objectives. So if you apply the done with the framework competency, if you're done with the competency framework with your organization means, then it applies with the business objectives. All the policies of the organization should be in sequence of competency framework. Employee lack in their competency should get trained. The employee who lack in their competency or employee who lacks in their skills and knowledge, they have to get trained. And the competency framework should be understandable to all the employees. So your skills and knowledge which is required for the job, that is understandable to all the employees.